Hey, y'all. It's Michelle from Monkey's Creations. Come on in. Y'all just see me hit my tooth. Oh, my goodness. Hello, hello. We are going to do the Sara Flower. Yeah, we're going to do the Sara Flower today. I'm thinking next week. And then I'll tell you the plan for next week. So come on in, have a seat. We are using, now I know the description said the 14-inch, but we are using the 10-inch Wreath of Joy frame. I know, what a mess, right? But it'll come together, y'all. So if you've never seen a Sara Flower before, what it is sunflower petals with a rose in the middle. It is gorgeous when it's done. So let's see if I can do it on this wire frame. So it is a 10-inch 10-inch frame from Wreaths of Joy, craftingsuppplyoutlet.com. They've got tons of mesh in as well, tons of supplies. So go check out their website, and you can use Michelle, Michele 10, all one word in the checkout, and save 10%. Okay. So this is the 10-inch frame. We are using the yellow and white striped poly burlap. Yeah. Y'all ready to get started? But it's Friday, y'all. Y'all know what we're doing. You think I can do it? We're going to figure it out. I've got the layout in my head and on the frame. So we'll see if it works. So it's Friday. Everybody get up, get off the couch, get out of the bed, get off the chair, put your coffee down. Good morning, everybody. Everybody ready? Everybody up? Because it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Woohoo. All right. So let me bring you down. Let's get started. This is going to be resupplyoutlet.com. Thank you, Teresa. Did I say it wrong? All right. So I have wood burned all of my pieces at 10 inches. So I wood burned the whole roll. So it's 10 inches by 10 yards. I wood burned it all because I didn't really know how it would go. So we will do a final count at the end as to how many pieces. It's your daughter's birthday. We'll tell her I said happy birthday. So for prep, I did 4 zip ties on the bottom ring. And then I went up to just above that third ring and put 8 zip ties. So I just did 1, 1, 1, 1, and then filled in. That way it would pretty much be square. Okay. You've used them, Kelly, huh? So that's what we're going to do. So I've got 4 in each section of the bottom ring. We are going to use the Dean Michael. Now, poly burlap frays really bad. So just be careful with it and it'll be fine. So we're going to take this 10-inch piece, curved side down, diamond shape, and I'm going to line the tips up at a line, and we're going to cut it right down the middle. If you have a hard time cutting it right down the middle, then take you a large piece of something and use it as a guide. Just like that. So I have the tip and the tip. I'm holding this down with this piece of wood that I have. Just take your rotary cutter and use that as a guide to cut it right in half. She said you don't exercise. Then we're going to take one piece, put it right over the other. Now, the most important part is this top tip. So I'm lining those up, lining up my edges, and then we're going to find our middle and we're going to pinch that middle, and then we're going 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to grab it. Good morning, everybody. If you'd float my boat, I'd appreciate it. And then we're just going to take a band and band it. So that's what it'll look like. But then we're going to go right up underneath and we're going to open that petal up. So that's going to be the petal that we use for today until we get to the rose part. Hey, hey. So, see, it does fray. It's all right. Thanks for floating my boat. I appreciate it. All right, so we're doing 4 in between each section. So I've already loaded the zip ties. So we're going to do our 4. And you can see I'm kind of sticking this part underneath that ring, so it's not sticking out completely. It's your first time watching an actual live? Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Now we'll get the spacing figured out once we get them on there. And I'm hoping once we get all those petals on, that they will kind of hold each other in place once I get it on there and tight. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going for. You made it. You okay? So next week, we are doing the angel wings from Wreaths of Joy. And we're going to do it in a way that I've never done before, using things that I've never used. And we are going to do that. We're going to use that for the eagle. And then she has a rectangle, or a, what do you call it? A triangle that we're going to use to make some angel wings, or an angel. We're going to make an angel. So next week is going to be a lot of planning and figuring out. So it's going to be fun. Should be. I would like to see you use less expensive mesh. I've really struggled with it. I'd like to learn from you. Yeah, I use all kinds of mesh. I usually don't use poly burlap, but I had this yellow and white and thought it would be perfect. But there's some videos on my YouTube channel using even the gosh darn it, the value mesh. So if I'm using value mesh, you will see me use more ribbons, but don't underestimate value mesh. You need some of my creativeness. Well, this next eagle I'm gonna do, it's gonna stress me out, but we'll get figured out. I've got one more thing that I'm gonna need coming in today. Now, y'all, these petals are all over the place. I'm not worried about them right now. We're just gonna get these in. But we'll be using the large eagle head for that one. And I'm excited. I got it. This is the Dean Michael petal. And I'll show it here and again when we get to that next row. There's different ways you can do it. I prefer to cut my petals in half and do it that way. But I will show you. Yeah, this is poly burlap, and it is a more expensive mesh, but it frays quite a bit, so you can see how much it's fraying. So it's best if you're going to use this to wood burn it. If you're going to use it for petals, and just be gentle with it. All right, last one, and then we'll get this row straightened out. You couldn't find the eagle head. I've listed the link in quite a few places. It's on the live, it's on a post. All right, we're going to get these cut off. And then I know right now you're thinking, what in the world? But trust the process. I say it all the time. All right. So there's 4 in each section. So I'm just kind of scooting these around, and we're going to lay them out. Okay, so just like this. Now on the next row, I went up, and we're going to go, here's the 3rd ring. We're going to go maybe 3/4 of an inch from the 3rd ring. and we're putting 8 more petals. So I'm going to show you how to do that petal again, and then we get to start the rose. So see how it frays? Just, you're not going to see that end that frays. So don't worry about it. All right. So you're going to take your 10-inch piece, curve side down, diamond shape. We're going to line this up, each of these tips at a line. And then you can just cut right down the middle with your rotary cutter. If you're not good with cutting straight lines, get you something and use it as a guide. Hold it down, take your rotary cutter and cut it. Easy peasy. It's worth it to use 2 zip ties. You could, and I can show you how to do that. I'll show you. Remind me at the end, and I'll show you if the petals aren't going to stay straight. You can use a pipe cleaner if you want, or I will show you a cheat on how to fix that. Okay. So then we're going to take one, put it right over the other, line up this tip, line up the edges. You're going to go right here in the middle and pinch, and then just bring the edges in. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Grab it. Band it. So that's what it looks like. Kind of wonky, right? Just go right underneath up here to the base where you put that band and open that petal up. So there is your Dean Michael. I just find it's easier to get it almost perfect when I cut it in half like that. All right, let's put that up. Don't need that again. So now we're doing 8. So we did 16. Now we're doing 8 on that edge. Just like that. So the first ring and the third ring. Good morning, good morning. Okay. This is kind of what I was afraid of, but we're just going to go with it for a minute. Like I said, these frames are new to me, and we're going to figure them out together. And if it doesn't work, then I will tell you the fix. So right now I'm already thinking that this row needs to come in, because you can see that bar right there. But we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna do the rows. And maybe as we're doing that rows, when we get those last petals on, they will come down and cover the bar. So I don't know till we get there. So just hang with me. try to make these only using one roll of mesh, but sometimes it just can't happen. Thanks for floating my boat. I appreciate it. All right, let's get these clipped off. So far we've used 16 and now we've used 8. So now we're going to start with the rows. So I'm going to give y'all measurements, jot them down because I will not remember what I did. Okay. So we're going to do all these measurements based on that third ring. So the third inside ring, 1, 2, 3. So I went to the middle. Three and 3/4 inches, but just find your middle. That's for the middle petal. For the second round of petals, we did 2.5 inches. And then the third, we did 3/4 of an inch from the third ring. Okay, so let me show you how to make the rose petal. First timer, welcome. All right, so we're going to take our 10-inch piece, curve side up. We're going to bring that top to the bottom, turn it sideways. So you just have a big triangle. We're going to take this tip, line it up at a line. I'm going to take my hand, hold it down. We're going to stretch it, and then I'm going to pinch at the 3-inch. So we have a 3-inch tail. I'm just going to use a black band so y'all can see it easier. And then we're just going to band it. Just like that. So that is going to be the petal for the rose. I was on Wednesday on Wreaths of Joy site, and they do not have white horizontal wide stripe. You cannot find it anywhere. Maybe try Craft Outlet. All right, so this is going to be our inside bud. So we're going to build this rose based on this one petal. Easiest way to do it. Take this end, and we're just going to start rolling it, y'all. Roll it all the way over, just like that. When you have probably about 1, 2, 4 inches left, you're going to take that end and you're going to bring it down and past that band, and we're going to band that in place. Or you can zip tie it, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that is our rosebud. So we're going to clip off that excess. Y'all, I just used my cheapy scissors to cut off mesh. Then we're going to take that one piece right in the middle, and we're going to just lay it in sideways and zip it in. Just like that. I know, looks funny. Trust me. Now we're going to take our next pieces. I have 4 zip ties going around this middle piece. So we're going to take our next petal and we're going toward the inside. Now this, I do this a little bit different than I do the rose, y'all. So we're going to go to the inside because I want this more open. And we're going to clip it off as we go. We're going to bring our middle petal and we're going to start wrapping that piece around that middle petal. Okay, so just like that. I'm going to take my clip and I'm just going to clip that end to the petal. Trim that off. We're going to do the next one. Y'all, if all these zip ties are getting on your nerves, just load one at a time. I'm trying to do this where all the cameras can see. And we're going to do that same thing. Wrapping each petal as we go. Everybody still with me? Did I lose anybody? I'm going to clip it up here since our next piece is going right here. So we're just moving our clip as we're moving around. All right, the last one on this row. With a zip tie, Roseanne. A zip tie directly to that metal mesh on the inside grid. Sometimes you feel like you need more hands when you're doing this. but just be patient with it. Okay, so that is that first row. So this is our middle, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more around that center. All right, so still going to the inside. Yeah, once you start getting all those petals around that center, those petals are going to help hold that center up. I'm trying, Martha, to only use one roll. So we're going to have to see how that works. If not, I need to come up with a quick fix. And it looks like we're going to have to come up with a quick fix. But we're just going to keep going for now. And see how it goes. Good morning, good morning. But this is how I wing it, y'all. I make it, fix what needs to be fixed, and figure it out together. All the mesh will hold those petals together until we get to the last of them. And then I have a fix for that as well. So just stay with me. Let's not jump ahead. Not yet, because you'll just get confused. I'm going to grab a couple smaller clips because all of my bigger clips have broke. It's like, how many tools do you need to make a wreath, right? Okay, so here's where I'm going to show you a cheat. So you can see now that we're getting bigger, it's not going to go around and it's going to be harder to keep in place. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take a zip tie and I'm going around that third ring. Okay, just like that, that third ring. I don't want leaves. I don't put leaves on a lot of my flowers unless they're like a real rose or something like that. And I'm taking that zip tie right through that mesh. and we're just going to zip tie it to the frame. So right there, just zip tied it directly to that frame. So we're going to bring this one over, and we're going to do that same thing. Wherever it ends up is where we're going to start zip tying them. So right through the mesh, down through the wire. If you need to zip tie it through the back, which is what we're going to do, zip tie it through the back. Trying to do it one-handed. Y'all don't know how much I want to stick that end in my mouth and pull it. But I'm not gonna. Okay. So now that end is secured and will hold the rest of those pieces in place as we go around. Okay. Where did I leave off? Okay, so we're over here. One, two. One, two. Y'all, I miscounted. Hold on. How did I do that? Hold on. No fix for miscounting. Not when it comes to this. Let me make sure they didn't fall. Y'all, I counted it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hold on. We're going to do a variegated rose. For a variegated rose, normally I would do 2 different meshes, but only put in, Becky, stop. I would put only 2 or 3 pieces in and around. So I wouldn't typically do it just on the outside. So what's going to happen is I'm going to add different mesh to finish this off. That's what I'm going to do. Because, you know, you do what you got to do, right? So hold on. And I was actually gonna, y'all, I'd already had it pulled out. You may have, and I may have not gotten my 36 that I usually get. But we're going to make it work, y'all. So this is poly burlap check. This is the yellow and white. It's called improvising. There you go. We're improvising. So I'm just going to clean off this edge. One, two, three, four. What did I need? How many did I need, y'all? Anybody remember? I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I need 2 more. So I will have to rework this, but I'll do it. So we're going to cut. Yes, it needs to be there because we're trying to cover that frame as well. Now, normally I would wood burn this, but because I'm going to have to rework it anyway. And I'm going to cut 4 extra in case I still need to cover that bar. But I'm going to wood burn that. So we're going to turn this into a teaching moment and we will wood burn. Now, normally I do not wood burn in the house. I wood burn outside, but for y'all, I will wood burn in here a few pieces so you know how to do it. Okay. So we're going to do this in that same way we're doing our rose petals. Sometimes we just have to make it work, right, Sandy? All right, I'm just going to trim off those edges. But I will completely rework this, y'all. But I want y'all to see it finished so you can see what it actually looks like. Three-inch tail, correct. All right, so we're going to keep going here. Okay, so each piece now, we're going to have to zip tie to the board. Or I'm sorry, to the frame. Placement. So wherever it lands is where I'm zip tying it. One-handed. See if I can do it that way. There we go. So see, using that second color definitely works, brings in more texture, more color. But if I'm going to do this, I would start the variegated process more in the middle, so it's not completely just on the outside. They do, Regina. I'll show you. It's huge. That's why I had to come up with a different plan, because when I laid it all out and I gridded the angel wings, it was going to take almost 5.5 rolls of mesh. And I'm like, need another plan. So I've come up with a plan. Let's just see if it works. All right, we're going to go back to the yellow. Do I sell what, girlfriend? I do sell the finished wreaths. If you're looking for the wire frame, you can get it from, I always get it mixed up, Wreathing suppliesoutlet.com or wreathsuppliesoutlet.com. Can somebody put that in there so I can pin it? Because I'm never going to get it right. But I do like these because you can literally like zip tie these directly to anywhere on the frame. Wreathsuppliesoutlet.com. There you go. Oh, she has an app as well, y'all. So if you're an app person, you can get it from your app store. This is the 10-inch frame. Oh, it's right here. The app is amazing. I haven't looked at the app. I'll have to look at the app for sure. For sure. Oh, I meant to go with the yellow. Oh, well, we're just going to go with it. Oh, I didn't do, okay, never mind. I didn't do this piece. So you can see my brain is already going, trying to figure out the rest of this. So, yeah. Always got to have a plan B, y'all. If not, come up with one real quick. I'm trying not to smush the rose. You purchased a lot from Wreaths of Joy? Right now, my brain is in overdrive. It's actually covering that third bar really well. but we're just going to see how it looks when we get to the end. Because I don't want to be able to see a gap either, because that will drive me nuts. All right, back to yellow, yellow. That actually looks kind of cool. What do y'all think? With that little bit of white going through there. You should do rain boots. I do have some rain boots. I do. And my combat boots came in, so we'll be starting patriotic combat boots. So those will be available soon. Thanks. Not bad for my first one on this frame. Let's see, I'll figure it out for you so y'all can easily make it after I'm done. All right, we're going to go one more. You like the variegated look? It's my shoulder that just popped. Did y'all hear that? Okay, why isn't it moving? Oh, because it got in that other zip tie. All right. Let me fix this, y'all. I tied it in with that other zip tie by accident. So we're just going to add another zip tie. So one fix that I'm already noticing is if you bring this set the set that we're doing right now all the way to the edge. That will help cover that ring as well. But I like being able to zip tie these ends down. Everybody still with me? Did I lose you? For us lazy people, can you do hot glue? Yes, you can definitely just kind of glue the mesh to the mesh for sure. Instead of zip tying it directly, these ends directly to the frame. Absolutely. Okay, now we can go in and we can open it up a little bit more. Because now all those ends that are inside that rose, all that mesh is going to kind of stick to itself. Okay. So I'm going to hold it up so I can see. So there are a few spots where you can see the frame. And actually, I'd probably not take that one under. That one actually needs to go over. Where's that one going? I took it under that petal instead of going over. So let me fix that because it's making that petal sit funny. So I want to go completely over that. Yeah, these flowers are really pretty once you get them figured out. Where's my end? There it is. I do have others that if you prefer the Unique and the Creek frame, those are on my YouTube channel. I've got 2 or 3 on there using that frame. But I really wanted to try it on this wire frame. So in order to fix these holes, what I would do, since we already have some of that yellow and white in there, I would go back in between. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more, and go in between and fix these gaps. So I'm going to show y'all real quick. Did I turn that on? Yes, I did. How to wood burn. So if anybody has ever had any questions on how to wood burn, here you go. So I first will do my 10-inch cut. Now, for this check mash, if that 10-inch falls in this area, I just go past it So if it's a little bit longer, it's fine. And I hate those nubs, y'all. So I will go back in and cut off those nubs on this side. So we have 1, 2. Three. Four. Oh, puzzle piece. Is it coming up? Okay. Thank you. 5. I'm looking out for it. 6. Now some of these, like this one, take longer than an hour to show y'all, but just stick with me. We're almost there. 7. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, just a little harder to figure it out on a wireframe for sure. But once you get it figured out, then you're golden. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me turn that back on. I want to get these nubs off. So what do I mean by the nubs? I'm talking about these wire lead, these pieces of mesh that hang over there. Can't stand them. They get on my nerves. So I just would burn them off. Now, y'all, if you're wood burning, please do it outside or in a well-ventilated area. I'm only doing it in here to show y'all how to do it, but you're burning plastic, you're melting plastic. So please do it outside. If you do it inside, don't tell me you do it inside, and don't tell me you're doing it around your animals. I'm trying to hold my breath like that's going to help, right? Oh, puzzle piece. I did it. I almost forgot. last one. Okay, let's get this turned off. If those nubs don't bother you, leave them, y'all. But they get on my nerves. All right, now we're gonna find our rotary cutter. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to hurry. I know. Normally I'm really prepared, but okay, we're gonna find our line, line it up, cut one on top of the other. Now these aren't gonna lay perfectly because I'm just now doing them, but at least you'll see what it looks like finished. Don't rush. I know I'm trying to rush because I feel like I'm holding y'all up. Oh, thanks, y'all. But it's Friday. What are y'all doing this weekend? Anything fun? You have no life. Stop. I didn't take those off. Good. I'll have to go in and trim them up with scissors. It'll be fine. You have a craft show? Just going to cut those off. Unboxing more movie boxes. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, we're getting ready to have to do that as well. So we are going to make a big change. And my mother is going to move in with me. And then Taylor and Monk will move into her house because she just needs more care. So that'll be happening within the next couple of months. So I'm with you there. I get it. I cut corner to corner because I find that they lay better, and they just lay better for me. That's why I cut them like that. You can leave them in one piece if you would like, but it's really on how you prefer to do it and make them. This way is a little more work, but they definitely lay nicer. Oh, is Super Bowl this weekend? Yeah, it is. It's going to be a change for sure. Gotta go. Have an awesome day. Have a good weekend. You just now getting Christmas packed away, girlfriend? Lordy be. All right, last one, y'all. And then we will call this one done. Yeah, it'll definitely be a transition, but gotta do what you gotta do for sure. All right, last one. All right, clean up my table for this last bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on that third ring right in between where that gap is and add those in. Okay, so right in between, we're going to take them and tuck them under. And fill in that gap. So for this one, unless you do it on the smaller frame, you will need more than one roll of poly burlap, y'all. I'll give you a final count. I'm trying to get up under that petal as much as I can. Whew, this is going to be a one and done, y'all. Just kind of pushing it right down under that rose petal. Some of these are going to be hard to get to, y'all. So definitely do 8 more on that third ring before you even start your rows. Okay? So that's your fix. So you're not struggling like I am. Oh, I missed that one. But that's definitely fixing. So do y'all see what I mean? So we did 4 in each, so 16 on that first bar. And then I would do 16 on that third bar versus the 8 that we did. And then you'll be golden. So definitely going to need more than 1 roll of mesh, unless you do it on a smaller frame or less rose petals. That could be an option as well. Just going to kind of sit them in there so y'all can see what the finished looks like without. You like the way I did this one? You know, to me, it's just kind of figuring it out as you go, making it work. But when I do these and something doesn't work, I like to be able to give y'all fixes on how to fix it and make it work. So definitely just adding more petals on that third ring is what you're going to need. So there's your Sara Flower. Now, let me show y'all, and I know y'all need to go. I get it. But I want to show y'all if that petal is not sitting straight. Actually, let's do the solid petal. It's sitting right here. If your petal's not sitting straight, here's your fix. Take a zip tie, run it around that petal. Don't tighten it all the way yet. Then what you do is you take another zip tie, run it through that zip tie, just like that. And then tighten that first zip tie. So that's what you have. And then now take it, put it through your bar. Oops, wrong way. just like that. Now it's a little bit of extra work. But it works. And then clip that off and your petal will sit perfectly straight. Okay, so you're going to need 2 zip ties per if you do it this way. Okay, but your petal will sit straight. So there you go. There's your tip for the day. If you learn nothing else, let your petals sit straight. All right, let me bring y'all up. There you go. So there's your Sara Flower on the Wreath of Joy frame. Okay, now if you don't like the Wreath of Joy frame, or you want to try the Unique and the Creek board, I've got that tutorial over on my YouTube channel. So it's all about options now. Whatever frame you like, I will try to make it work on all different styles of frames. So if there's ever anything you want to figure out, let me know, and on what frame, and we'll figure it out together. Okay, so tomorrow or next week, Monday, we've got the eagle frame, or the wing board, the wing frame. You can see I have already gridded it out. So the layout should be really easy. That'll be Monday for the big eagle head. And then sometime next week, we will do the angel on the triangle. So those are both going to be next week. And then everything else, I'm just going to kind of fill in and figure out what I'm going to do. So those are the 2 big projects for next week. So VIP, I will see y'all in a couple hours. We're going to finish out that swirl. And then the rest of y'all, I'll see y'all Monday. All right. Have an awesome day. Sorry I kept you so long. Bye, y'all.